My name is Richard, and I've been a long-haul truck driver for 30 years. Used to travel coast to coast all over North America, and I have my two little puppies I used to take along with me. It was about 1:30 in the morning. We stopped at a Tim Hortons for a coffee in Oshawa, and walked across the road, and there was no traffic. So we went to the Tim Hortons and was in there 15 or 20 minutes, come back out, coffees in each hand. The other driver wanted my turn to buy coffee, so I did, and there was a car sitting in the parking lot across the street, and he was directly on me. I'm all dressed in my safety gear, fluorescent orange and yellow, and glowing like a neon Christmas tree. And so I got across the first part of the road. It's 4 lanes. The gentleman waited till I got through the first one, into the second one, pulled out and ran me over with his car. Got out of his car, very upset that I spilled coffee on his car. That was his first words to me when he hit me, was, "Are you okay? You spilled coffee on my car," he says. So the other gentleman got out and they called 911. For me, I was very lucky because the ambulance was just coming up the road to come to Tim Hortons for a coffee break of their own. So they had me in the ambulance before the police even arrived. I was in total shock. I guess that's the word to put, just total shock. The gentleman had to see me when I walked in there because he was in the same spot, and come back out the same way, and I was just total shock. Like, nobody could believe that he hit me. And of course he told the police he didn't see me, but I don't know how, because I'm dressed head to toe in fluorescent orange, because we're hauling tankers with sugar, so we have to be well seen around the big equipment. So that was an interesting evening. I'll tell you one thing, it really changed my life for the worse. Lots of emotion going on there. Went to the hospital, 5 hours in the hospital, and they sent me home. And it's just been heck on wheels since then. It was just terrible, like lots of stress and lots of pain. And yeah, how did it change my life? Well, it definitely changed my life for the worse. I went from being a guy that was always smiling, and actually I was told by certain people over the years I smile too much. But it really changed my life for the worse. I went from a guy that could go canoeing and camping and walk my dogs, and my job, I used to drive 13, 14, 15 hours a day in the seat. Now I can't do any of that. I had to give up the canoeing and all my camping, and it's taken me from somebody that was not ready for retirement to forced retirement. And unfortunately, with my injuries in my shoulder and my neck, that I'm never going to be able to work again. So I was going from a 70, 80-hour work week to 0. What a change in my life. Lots of things trying to deal with, lots of pain, and doctor after doctor, and 90 hours of physio. I mean, just crazy stuff like that. I'm just glad that I improved a little bit, but I'm at the point now where no more physical or anything like that will help for me. So I'm kind of stuck in my rut now. And I have to say that kind of made me depressed for a while. It was hard to deal with. My daughter talked me into actually contacting Mr. Van Dyke. We found him by going through the Yellow Pages, and then I actually watched these videos on his website and testimonials, and figured he was the one for me. Called him up, and he took over the case right away, and it's been a godsend ever since. After meeting with Mr. Van Dyke, he informed me of my rights. I didn't know that I was allowed to file damages against my own insurance company for my car, even though my injuries happened at work. That was an eye-opener for me. I thought, why would my insurance company have to pay me income replacement? So Mr. Van Dyke explained all that and got that going for me. Also filed a lawsuit for me against a gentleman that run over me and that company, and we got that all resolved. He did everything for me. He went from filing the lawsuit to making sure my benefits were covered and I was receiving what I needed to survive, and he even took care of my CPP disability for me to file that. Like, I'm really impressed. That I actually figured I was going to have to do a lot of that stuff myself, but they just, if you ever get in a problem, you need to go see Mr. Van Dyke himself, because he's so laid back, so calm and collected, where I'm a little on the hyper side. I admit that, but he takes it all in, he listens to everything you say, and then he'll make suggestions to what he thinks is best, and he's honest and upfront and straightforward. If he doesn't think he can help you, he won't help you. He's that straightforward, and I must say, in the 20-some years that he has been in business, as I saw on his website, he never lost a case. So that's a big hello, I need you in my corner. Somebody's actually going to fight for me. All the people in the office, including Mr. Van Dyke, made me feel like I was their only client. Even though I wasn't, that was how fast the personal service I got back. And that just blew my mind. I was just so impressed with that I didn't know, because I dealt with lawyers before or for other things, and never did I have the response that I had from Mr. Van Dyke's office. Anybody that needs a legal service, please call Mr. Van Dyke. I would recommend him 1000%.